Hello sporters. Welcome to Endless Sport Time. While many people today argue about which of the modern players have managed to live up to, or even surpassed Michael Jordan, but long ago, that was a very different story. For some, the story continues, because this people will never really forget the great rivalry between Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Larry Bird represented the Boston Celtics, and while Magic Johnson represented the Los Angeles Lakers. Throughout their fantastic feud, there were many challenges for both men, but the biggest winners were the fans, who watched their matches at home and in the stands of their packed games. Here are 10 facts NBA fans should know about this rivalry. 10. Some believe their rivalry saved the NBA. The NBA's popularity has skyrocketed over the past few decades, but it was not always this popular. Before Larry Bird and Magic Johnson came along, basketball was on the verge of becoming a dying sport. It had nothing to do with bringing new fans to the sport. There were always great players, but people love a story, and people loved the story between Bird and Johnson. Once they joined the league, the ratings exploded when they competed, and the advertisement of the two men remains to this day. 9. It all started in college. Many wanted to see Larry Bird and Magic Johnson in the NBA, but many had no idea that their rivalry started right from college. The two faced off in the 1979 NCAA Championship, one of the most exciting basketball games of all time. Magic Johnson ultimately led the Michigan Spartans to a victory over Indiana State, but the exciting games left each player with big NBA prospects. Their careers sometimes followed similar paths, but they were almost always opposite. 8. They played the most watched game in college ever. Some people may wonder why college games have become so popular. As time goes by, it became the most watched college game ever played. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson both had fantastic seasons, and people wanted to see which of the two will rise to the top. The play was so strong and impressive that Johnson was eventually selected with the first overall pick in the 1979 NBA draft. Bird took some time to break into the league, but when he did, he was named Rookie of the Year. At the same time, Johnson won his first NBA championship. 7. The two traded NBA championship wins. While the Los Angeles Lakers have established themselves as a serious team in the NBA, the Boston Celtics have earned a reputation as the best team in the league. When Bird and Johnson worked their way to the top of their respective teams, the two created magic. Over the years, the teams won many championships, but often had to trade these victories. In 1980, the Lakers won the championship, the next year the Celtics won, and then the Lakers won again. This trend started again in 1984, and continued until 1987. 6. They put aside their rivalry to play in the Olympics. In 1992, the United States sent the greatest basketball team in history to the Olympics. With such a talented team, every basketball fan had to pay close attention to what the team would look like. Of course, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird were also part of the team, but the talent didn't stop there. Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing, Scottie Pippen, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Charles Barkley and others were on the team. Of course, with this unbelievable team, the gold medal was brought back to America. 5. Both have trophies named after them. Regardless of who basketball fans prefer, it's safe to say that both of them are legends. The NBA even named two trophies in their honor, in recognition of their rivalry, and the impact it had on basketball as a whole. The best players in the conference finals now receive the trophy named after Johnson for the West, and one named after Bird's honor for the East. That honor will continue to exist in the NBA, as more people equate the great game the two played against each other. 4. They have great respect for each other. The longer the rivalry, the more it is likely to go the other way. Fortunately for NBA fans, both Bird and Johnson have developed a lot of respect and love for each other. The two players did their best in every match, and even their respect shined through during their rivalry. Both may have enjoyed similar aspects of the competition, which brings them closer together. As public interest in the two's feud grew, dramatic remarks were made that had the two laughing together. 3. Each team was at least in more than half of the NBA Finals through the 1980s. Dominating the NBA is no easy task, but the Lakers and Celtics made it look easy. In the 1980s, At least one team played in every NBA Finals, and the two teams faced each other in 3 of the games. Few teams could beat the Lakers and Celtics. The only teams to make the Finals in that decade were the 76ers, Rockets, and another great team of their time, the Pistons. 2. People voiced their opinions on the fight. The days when Larry Bird and Magic Johnson played were very different than it is today. Racism was not difficult to find among NBA fans at the time. When the rivalry between the two men began, Bird assumed the role of the White Hope. The racial tension that existed underneath the rivalry was another part of what makes the conflict interesting. None of them wanted to talk about race, but several groups tried to compete in this way. Johnson and Bird were good friends, to please non-fans. 1. People still disagree on who was the best. It's a simple truth that will never change, and no one can decide who is the best. Everyone has a different answer to the question of what kind of honor that is, and there are many reasons why the two stars are called the greatest of all time. Avid fans of both men swear their chosen hero was the best of the rivalry, but it is nearly impossible to actually say who was the best. Major experts still go for both men their games in order to identify who was the best of the two, but even among them, there seems to be a little agreement. We have come to the end of this video. I want to believe you learned something new from this one. According to you, if there was someone who was actually better than the other, who was that? Larry Bird, or Magic Johnson? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section down below. See you all in the next video.